Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Fair warning, if you hear a screaming little child in the background, no children were harmed during the recording of this video. I promise you that. I'm your host of Hood in the Morning, the Hood Mystic, representing WhiteRabbitPsych.com, ColumbianExchange.com, and of course, HoodMystic.com. Today I want to do a quick little video on the energy of the week. I want to look at the chart. I want to pull a couple of cards and send y'all on y'all way. Be sure to like the video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I try to post as much as I can on spiritual things and just try to, like, as I learn and are going through my spiritual development, I just try to post about it. And I've been doing it for years now, and it has worked wonders in my spiritual development and my spiritual growth. And I hope that same for you, because when we look at spiritual life, we look at it as the basis for the physical life. And in my observation, I find that spiritual beings are way too concerned with physical life and don't are not much concerned about their spiritual life, regardless if they watch spiritual videos and hang around spiritual crowds. Usually, I notice that people use spirituality. My message is to become who you are, which is a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not a race, you are not a gender, you are not a relationship status, you are not a financial status. You are a spiritual being. There are poor people in this world, there are rich people in this world, fat people, skinny people, but we are all in this world. Yes, we all want to have a great experience in this world, but we wouldn't even know what a great experience was if we didn't understand the negative experience. We wouldn't even understand the sun if it wasn't for the dark. We wouldn't understand rain if it wasn't for sunshiny days. So the reality of life is that it works in a dualistic exposition or disposition, and having a concept of perceiving the darkness and perceiving the light. People may look at me like, man, you are off the hook. You are too real for me. You be cussing, you say negative things, but reality is negative. Reality is positive. So wholeness from my family to your family. Thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I did have some background vibes. Let me get that in order for us because, bringing the vibes back in the rotation, because I want this to be more of a morning experience for you. So generally, if you wake and bake, it's time to roll that good weed up, right? And one quick question, right? Do y'all ground up y'all coffee beans when y'all drink coffee in the morning, or do y'all go to Starbucks? Do y'all know how to make good ass coffee? Are y'all interested in like good ass coffee that you grind up your coffee beans and shit like that? Girl, ain't nobody about to do all of that. You coming through with words and shit. She like, girls need love too. She's implying that dudes get love. Like, what you mean girls need love too? We all need love because we all don't have love, because love is something that we find within ourselves. Follow me on Instagram as well, because why should you follow me on Instagram? Because every day I post on Instagram. I post videos, but my videos aren't just videos. My videos are a part of a curriculum called A Course in Miracles. I've been an avid reader and follower of A Course in Miracles my entire spiritual journey. Even before my spiritual awakening, I was reading A Course in Miracles. I've always gravitated to the curriculum. It's so robust, it's so expansive, and you could replace the outdated doctrine with your own personal understanding to bring about miracles in your life. So my personal thing is follow me at Instagram at the Hood Mystic. And all you got to do is watch my videos. If you consistently watch my videos, they're programmed for you to bring miracles into your life. So what I'm writing is just not things that I'm just coming up off the top of my brain like, oh, Kyrie, you're so brilliant. No, I'm literally pulling every day. Course in Miracles has a curriculum and y'all can follow it by yourselves, ACIM or Course in Miracles, daily quotes or daily content, and read it every single day. Because the reason why is very important, because one would say, I'm waiting to experience a miracle. The more that you begin to study and understand, you are the miracle that is taking place right now. Your life, your experience, everything about your existence is a miracle. So by studying A Course in Miracles, reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your experience, reminding yourself to be grateful. Being grateful is so powerful because being grateful creates more situations that you could be grateful for. So where people might say, I really wish, and I'm really sad, or I really want and need, and whatever the case may be, all you have to do is be grateful for your present circumstance. What that does is create more circumstances for you to be grateful for. So today I want to talk about the disruption of energy fields. So let me pull up my trusty dusty astrology map. What we're looking at, I hope y'all heard that. Because usually I would say I hope y'all didn't hear that, but now it's just like, if I'm gonna be doing videos here and my kids is gonna be screaming in the background, I gotta give y'all a disclaimer, because y'all might not even want to hear nothing I gotta say. Because it's like, why would you be going live? Well, I got 4 kids, and the youngest one is like, pretty sure he got a little bit of Tasmanian devil in him or something. I don't know what that, I don't know. He African banshee or something. I don't know what the fuck, but he about 6'2", and I'm talking about the youngest one, my baby. He's 2 going on 3. He about 6'2", 340. The Raiders done called me. LSU done called me. Oklahoma Sooners done called me. Offer him college scholarships already. You know what I'm saying? And he only got them 2. So with that being said, as soon as my kids sign that football contract, I'm done with this consciousness shit. I'm finished. I just feed my kids steaks every day. Them niggas going. I got 4 boys. One of them, the odds is 1 of 4 is at least going to be good at sports. So that is my retirement plan in a nutshell. So we're in real serious times, man. Yeah, man, they all go crazy, man. They all go crazy. And it's all good. Well, it's not. It is, because, when I was a young man, I hated waking up and doing shit, going to school, getting on your clothes and shit. Like, we homeschool, online school. So for the most part, everybody do what they need to do. So why would I be soldiers? Like, this is the time to get all of that shit out your system. I told my oldest, next month, your ass getting a job. Because it's a recession. You understand? It's a recession, And if this was 1914, his ass would have already been working at the fucking factory. So he just gonna be doing shit for me, like, carrying boxes or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it's time to put these kids to work. It's a full-time recession. But regardless to that, we got Pisces energy that I want to highlight and talk about, because as you can see in the chart, it's a full-blown Let me get my beautiful mug in the view, right? Let me get my sexy stuff. Dad. He probably watching me on his mama's phone. They be tripping too. They be like, my daddy be on TV. Man, I'm gonna talk about Pisces energy, but I gotta talk about this conversation that Zor had with this hood nigga. My oldest son, he was talking about me to this hood nigga, and he was like asking him about what he do. Then the dude was just started asking him about his dad, and my son just went off like, "Yeah, you could Google my dad. My dad famous, like." My dad on YouTube, he sell books. I'm like, I'm like, yo, it's crazy out here in these streets. But that's good though, cause I don't even know my goddamn dad at all. I don't even know my dad's favorite food. I just know my dad loved wild sexual rendezvous, or else I wouldn't be here. But I digress. Pisces energy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hood in the Morning. If you're new here, subscribe. We're just vibing. Hopefully, you waking, you baking, got you a good cup of Joe. I ain't talking that store-bought shit. I ain't talking about creamer and sugar and all of that. This is, nigga, God made this. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, you gotta step up your shit. Anyways, such a beautiful day. Yet and still, the haters will come out and play. So let me get this Cash App thingy out the way so we can look at the map thoroughly. Shout out to y'all. I really want us to look at this Mars and Gemini energy. And as Moon conjunct Mars throughout the day is going to fully bring about the energy that has already been present already. Now, you may have not been paying attention to the energy that's present. So the reason why you're here today is so I can elucidate you on what is happening in the world as Mars transits into Sidereal Gemini, or on the planet in the universe, right? This Pisces energy is so thorough and so visceral to making you wanting to sit your ass down. And the second part is that I've been in 2022, ones in the chat, if you heard me since 2022 consistently say, you need to build your network, you need to partner with people, you can't isolate yourself. Have y'all heard me say that since 2022? Not 2022, 2020. It's 2023. I've said that consistently for 3 straight years. So if you've been here, you've heard me say it at least once, but I've said it damn near in every video. Unless it's time to reflect and be on your own shit. But the reality of this time is that you have to partner with people. You cannot isolate yourself because the world was never ever set up like that. It never has been. And the Great Mother is bringing things back into community and tribe. Now, y'all gonna think I'm full of shit, but I'm only gonna keep it real with y'all. Give me a second. Y'all gonna think I'm bullshitting, but you would never believe how much the world is going to change for the better. because you chose to partner with adults, because you chose to become an adult, because you chose to do the shadow work, to do the internal work, to get over your bullshit, to raise your lower energy into higher energy, to cultivate your spiritual, mental, physical, spiritual intelligence. I tell y'all, I'm not uploading videos, I'm not doing these lives because I feel like, I feel like bitches should just look at my face because I'm real sexy and cute. If anything, I would hope to show consistency in the integration of your spiritual being in a simpler form. We not doing all of this spiritual shit for nothing. We are doing it to cultivate something specific inside of us that is going to communicate to us and lead us and guide us to our community, to our tribe. This is the result. If you've been doing good business for a year, this weekend or this week, you would have gotten the rewards and the results of that. If you have been isolating yourself, not following your promptings, not being guided by spirit, you are going to feel the result for that, because you have psychological disorders. You have mental challenges. And instead of saying, let me help myself, let me improve myself, inner, let me do the shadow work, inner, you avoided that for some odd reason, right? So now, when the shit hits the fan, global recession, geomantic solar storms, electrical grid falling, man, I'm not even going to cap to y'all. I'm recovering, bro. I'm recovering. I went through a full spiritual attack a month ago. There was a winter storm that locked out the power grids in every one of my spots. I had 2 spots that I could have lived at. There was no electricity. So I had to go to Ohio, right? Where they had the East Palestine. Every hotel was sold out in Michigan. So we drove to Ohio. Dog, if you living in Ohio, get the fuck out. I love Ohio, but everything is poison in that bitch. I mean, if you're black, you need to get to Michigan, okay? You need to get to Detroit. You need to get around other black people. You need to see black people working at the bank, working at the office, at the bar. When you go to a nice spot, you want to go see a whole bunch of black people in a nice spot to recondition your mind, because everywhere else, niggas is here, white people is there. Niggas is in the bad, white people is in the good. Go to Maryland, where black people live harmoniously. Don't be in Ohio. Don't be in some of these spots where you are being poisoned. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But anyways, I went to Ohio. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what I ate. I don't know where I slept. I don't know what I did, but I did something in the midst of that electrical power grid failure that then put me in a space of recovery, in a space of awakening and restoration. Cause man, oh man, oh man. Understanding disruptions is the theme for this video. One's in the chat if you understand. If you are being spiritually disrupted, then the idea of finding your tribe seems almost impossible. It seems like I can't do that. One's in the chat. If you are being if you can conceive of what I'm saying, if you could picture and imagine what I'm saying. Because when we talk about this, when we talk about what's happening in the world, and we talk about Pisces and how it connects to the body, we got to have this basis. If we are trying to exemplify our most spiritual results, Neptune, the sun, Jupiter, Chiron, Mercury, then we are also trying to see our spiritual result. We're trying to experience it at an emotional level. We're trying to feel it. We don't want to be in a space where I hope it works out. No, you have had to, from Aries to now, been doing good business. Pisces is a result. Now, you can, hey man, the easiest shit in the world is to avoid your damn self. The most ironic, craziest shit in the world is that's the shit that was going to save you. I've never once seen an external situation be the end all be all for anybody. It's only when you think that and then you go crazy. It was a mistake. That was what I posted this morning on my Instagram, at the Hood Mystic. It was a mistake to look for love outside of myself. This is the daily reflection to cause miracles in your life. Whenever you find yourself looking for love outside of yourself, I don't care if it's anything or anybody or any situation, and you're really sad that you're not getting the love in return, that is a mistake on your behalf to even think that love can come from outside of yourself when there is an abundant, unconditional, uncontrollable, unmeasurable, infinite love within inside of yourself. One's in the chat if that resonates with you. That resonates deeply with me because now in the world, you're going to see a lot of disruptions. You're going to see a lot of distractions. You're going to see a lot of hustle babies because the global recession is upon us. And as things get worse, niggas get more ruthless. Niggas get more persistent. Motherfuckers get more active in disrupting and fucking up your life. Now, one could look at the disruptors, or one could begin to look at their soul. Now, we're looking at the moon in Gemini. The moon in Gemini, and of course, conjunct Mars in Gemini, which is going to incur and be the energy that sets off our week, Monday, moon, mood. Right? If I'm in the mood for sex, guess what I'm gonna have? Sex. If I'm in the mood for pizza, guess what I'm gonna have? Pizza. If I'm in the mood for steak and you bring me seafood, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way. I might not even eat the steak because I'm in the mood for seafood. Now, what are you in the mood for? It's a very powerful conversation that you need to have with yourself. What is your mood? What is your vibe? That's why me and my boys, they be waking me up every day. Dad, can I use your phone? I be like, no, you ain't about to use my phone. No. We don't want to play no games. We just want to cut on our LED lights. You understand? We want to cut on our, hey, can you cut the lights green today? Can you cut the lights blue? Like, censoring and calming down your nervous system. Because if you got only iridescent lights in your house, how is you ever going to chill? Maybe you need a blue vibration. Maybe you need a purple vibration. And you need to absorb these colors. In reference to your chakra, and this is the number one way when we talk about chakras, that you would completely be blocked out of it because every room in your house is the same color. And there is no adjustment in it. I ride down the streets all the time. Everybody got the same color lights, and it's rare. Man, every light in my house got a different, you can adjust the colors in. That was very important for me and very important for my children. It's probably very important for your children too, to calm them down, keep them in a mood, keep them in a vibe. So moon in Gemini, Moon conjunct Mars in Gemini, first decan of Gemini, is ruled by the Eight of Swords. Okay? The Eight of Swords in the Thoth Tarot deck is called Interference. In general, this card is about difficult progress because of distractions, inner conflicts, doubt, absent-mindedness, slip-ups, flightiness. So, first things first, you gotta stay on your motherfucking pivot, right? One's in the chat. If staying on your pivot is something that's important, because the likelihood of you fucking up is high, right? Certain days you might wear an umbrella because it's raining, and that's smart, because you could be a person like me that never bought an umbrella in his life, but be walking everywhere, and then it's raining, and now I'm just walking down the street with wet clothes. Could have spent $10 on an umbrella and solved that motherfucking problem. So deeply this week, we're talking about staying on your square. For our professionals, professional plans are disturbed or sabotaged. Unclear areas of competence. Unexpected obstacles make the work more difficult. So as this energy intensifies, because we're looking at a Mars transit, which is kind of longer than a sun transit, a moon transit, right? It's about 2.5 months of energy, of disruptions, of interference. And Spirit told me yesterday, what you're experiencing is transformation. In the liminal period or the middle period of transformation seems weird. It's like, you ever seen a transformation like a character where Steve Urkel turned to Stefan? Well, right in the middle of that transformation, where it's a little bit of Steve and a little bit of Stefan, and the voice ain't clear, you don't know who is who, it's 2 different eyes or 4 different eyes and 4 arms, and it's the middle of the transformation, so it's just very visceral and weird, and it don't make no sense. But in a moment, in a blink of an eye, that visceral weirdness then transforms immediately into Stefan's sexy ass. Pause, no homo. I am Stefan, because I don't got on my glasses today, as y'all can see. This is the Stefan version of Hood Mystic. Consciousness. Becoming aware of the disruptive fields that hinder one's will. Becoming aware of the disruptive fields that hinders one's own will. Consciousness, this sounds to me like arrogance. Relying on the spiritual when it's a ditch right in front of you. Relying on the spiritual when you haven't got enough rest. Relying on the spiritual when you spending way more money than you making. Relying on the spiritual and not knowing when you are disrupting your own life, but you're saying, well, I'm good. Everything works out for me. In the spiritual understanding, we know people such as snake charmers and lion tamers, which are very important, because when it comes to a lion can eat your ass and tear you to shreds. A snake can bite you and you be dead in 3 minutes. We live in a world, we've always lived in this world with these beasts. Yet and still, we've outsmarted them through our spiritual faculties that give us the ability to know what's going to happen in the future and create the paradigms to trap the beasts. Lower consciousness gets trapped in higher consciousness prevention of animals taking over the planet, because the animal is much more powerful than higher consciousness. But higher consciousness is much more smarter, much more intelligent, much more psychic, much more aware, much more observant. The lower energy is saying, well, I feel like I should just eat off a piece of ass whenever I feel like eating off a piece of ass. The higher consciousness says, well, nah, we need to grow and develop our youth. And if you going around eating pieces of ass, our youth can't develop and society and civilization can't progress. Animalism has not progressed anything. Animalism has only destroyed everything. And I'm saying this so you can find the animal within you, begin to find the fucking traps, the emotional, mental, and financial traps that you find yourself in. Because you don't think about spending the money. You don't think about doing the shadow work. You think you're supposed to be crying at night for no reason. You done paid rent, you got money in the bank, you got nice clothes, you got a 1,000-sheet comforter. You think that comforter want to be fucking soaked in tears every night? Because you refuse to do shadow work and get to the root of the pain and begin to resolve it efficiently and effectively? So you could incorporate or get rid of the bed entirely and move into somebody else's bed, or buy a bed together, or get a bed that fits 3. Who knows? When you remove your emotional blockages to, oh, I ain't gonna never go there, like, yeah, I'm gonna beat his ass. Y'all seen that shit that happened in Columbus, Mississippi over the weekend? Y'all seen that? Partnerships. Disagreement about common goals. Different needs. Standing in each other's way. Having difficulty adhering to clear agreements. Disruption of relationship through third party. Now, it was a couple in Columbus, Mississippi this weekend. The man was bisexual. Now, you are gonna say that is wrong. And it might be wrong. But also killing your husband and the father of your kids is wrong too. 2 wrongs don't make it right. That's how I was born. If you would have asked me my advice, if the man bisexual, let the man be bisexual, love him anyway, don't kill him. That's just what I say. That's how I would view the chat. Would y'all kill a man for being bisexual? Or would you try to find a love within your heart? Because if y'all killing niggas for exploring their sexuality and y'all done ate more pussy than a cat done got 9 lives, whiskers, every girlfriend you done had, you done took a little taste of their pussy. Women, hey, I can get a threesome popping with 2 women. They be eating pussy, eating ass, riding face, throwing on strap-ons, acting like they fucking the bitch, going crazy. But the moment you find out your husband experimented, you want to kill him? Hold up. That math ain't mathing for me. Is that mathing for y'all? Is that mathing for y'all? Because that math ain't mathing for me. Now, when you do date a man and you look at human life and human evolution, you might not want him to have a homosexual thought. You may not want him to have ever saw gay porn or been attracted to a transsexual. But guess what? He have been. He ain't gonna tell you. He have been. He may have crossed the line or 2. All types of shit. I'm saying that so you don't go into a relationship hoping that a nigga is 100% masculine. Because let's talk about spirituality and spiritual beings. They have been women in past lives. They have been men in past lives. They have been animals in past lives. Why you think he got all them damn dogs? He like, oh yeah, we about to breed these dogs. Be all excited about that shit. The bestial, if you ask me. But I'm not judging. Of course I'm not judging. I'm saying that spiritual beings have a weird way of not understanding their reincarnation cycles. So to vibrate completely on the gender you was assigned to, it creates a disassociation. So your whole life, you be wanting to be experimenting with men. And you haven't given yourself the opportunity to even understand where that's coming from. So when it happens, woo, now the whole world hates you. It's a dirty, dirty game. All I'm saying is talk to your man. All I'm saying is talk to your wife. Don't judge each other, because that ain't your role in the relationship. That ain't never your role to be like, oh, nigga, this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. And now we about to start arguing and fighting. And now, like, I know that you feel like you validated in your anger towards your partner, but that's a disrupt. You are a disruption. You are a disruptor. You are the problem. If you feel like you can get mad at a person because y'all in a relationship, you can put your hands on them, you can fight them. That's not your property. That's God's property. That's a spiritual being. That is the essence of the goddess that is encapsulated in the vessel. Karma is real and it's swift and it don't give a fuck if you made a mistake. So namaste means that the God in me recognizes the God in you. And this is the principles that I live in, because the God in me is always going to let me know if this person has a soul or not. I'm not going to cohabitate. I'm not going to deal with people who don't have a soul. You can watch my videos all you want to, but it's not about watching my videos. It's about finding your soul and having it lead you and guide you to truth. There is no way that you will attract a fucked up person that you can't communicate to. Your soul's not going to lead you into negative areas in your life. It just won't do that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So, the Eight of Swords encourages consistently following your goals without letting rebounds cause confusion. If you don't have a connection with your soul, you don't have a goal. Ooh, you hear that? Y'all hear that? Soul and goal. I'm a poet. I ain't even know it. Warns against. Under soul and goal. If your goal don't come from your soul, it ain't a goal. Damn it. Damn it. You gotta be clear about this shit, because being clear is not being distracted. Being clear is not arguing with somebody, not coming to a resolution, not coming to a compromise, because y'all are fucking children that are having temper tantrums, right? And then what? You need to talk. If it could be the worst thing in the world and you need to talk. It could be the thing that hurts you the most and it breaks you down and it curls your soul into a knot. You need to talk. It could be the most shameful and embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you in your life, and you wish you never met this nigga, and you wish you just would have said block when he said hey, and you just wish you just never thought about this nigga in your life, but you still need to talk. Not talking is a disruption, is a distraction. And when we're talking about this Pisces energy, we're talking about the removal of distraction so you can gain clarity. That's Pisces, but we got all of these planets and energies in Pisces, creating the magnification of spiritual truth and spiritual results. So Moon conjunct Mars is, let's go, let's get this shit figured out, right? Let's figure it out. But then what people tend to do is figure it out with their emotions, figure it out with their lack of understanding, figure it out through avoiding the subject altogether. Figure it out by imagining that spirit will take care of it. I'm not going to worry about it. God will handle it. That's what we're talking about. So it warns against underestimating disruptions and irritations. Because whatever positive structure we have set up, whatever positive understanding we have, in our ideology that's going to save us, would then allow us to avoid the disruptions, act like the disruptions aren't there, create more elephants in the room, shit like that. So this week, you're thinking about it from a perspective of, are you a distraction? Are you a reaction? Or are you helping me reach my goals? Where did you get those goals from, sis? Where do we get our goals from? In the chat. Where do we get our goals from? Where do we get our goals from? I just want to see if y'all been listening. Where do our goals come from? Goals come from the soul. Soul go. So this weekend, while everybody was going crazy, what was happening energetically was that we were having a geomantic storm, a solar storm that was so powerful that the aurora was seen as south as Arizona. This was the most powerful geomantic solar storm since 2017. I'm telling you this because it affects you as Mars goes into this Gemini energy and the electromagnetic grid that's been holding this thing together is shaking a little bit. And all of our positive affirmations and motivations and inspirations that didn't create lifelong connections and networks and valuable connections that fed us, that poured into us, right? That saw beauty in us when we didn't see beauty in ourselves. Yet and still, these things happened. So it becomes a point of, how do I pay that energy forward? And if I've never experienced that, how do I even create that for myself? Because it's not that people help you. It is that your soul speaks and integrates with other spiritual beings, and they coerce and work with them to then help you. And y'all motivate each other and y'all pick each other up from the spiritual level. So if you're not able to be in this cosmic flow of cooperation, then you're dealing with a block. And I'm doing this video for everybody who is dealing with this block. So you can remove this block and you can begin to connect with your spiritual tribe. One's in the chat if you have a deep desire to connect with your soul tribe. Is this the right crowd? Am I speaking to the right crowd? Do you wish for connection? One's in the chat. Don't lie to me. Two's in the chat if you just want to stay alone for the rest of your life and you just hate people. One's in the chat if you want to find the right group of people that you can grow with and build with based upon who you are. Don't lie to yourself. Don't say it's all good because you're by myself and I don't need nobody disrupting me and distracting me because I'm by myself. Don't say that. Say, damn, I wish I could work these problems out that I'm having with another person. And if we have a difficulty, let's talk it out. Man, you got to be aware of the demons and the possession that happen with people that you love because you love them. Sometimes you got to scream a demon out of a person. I said, sometimes you got to scream a demon out of a person. You got to say, get out. We don't want you here no more. And if you don't do that, then you might be saying, man, this motherfucker is crazy. I'm walking on eggshells. You got a whole demon in your house. Right? You got a third party interference between your magical union. And because you don't have spiritual eyes, because you don't do spiritual work, the demon lives rent-free in your $1,500 apartment that you can barely pay for because we're doing, not that you can barely pay for it, but damn, you got to pay rent, a car note, car insurance, house insurance, utilities, phone bill. What else we got to pay? I don't know. It's a lot of shit we got to pay. Subscriptions. Shit be adding up. Insurance. Shit be adding up. It be adding up. So you can do this the hard way or you can do this the easy way. Let's talk about the easy way. That being said, what is it often spoken of in regards to lymphatic health is boundaries. Now, boundaries require other people. So many people talk about boundaries and then they reflect upon themselves. Like, I had to create boundaries for myself so I could be alone. That's not what boundaries is. It's a boundary between Oak Park and Royal Oak. Nigga, I could go back and forth over that boundary all fucking day. Nothing gonna stop me from going to Royal Oak and Oak Park all day. That boundary is a figment of my imagination. One's in the chat if you understand that boundaries don't mean isolating yourself. Boundaries just mean this is my area. This is the places and the things that I like to do. Feel free to barter with me, to exchange energy with me. Why would Oak Park say people from Royal Oak can't come here? Because people at Royal Oak got money to spend in Oak Park businesses. But it's a boundary here between Oak Park and Royal Oak, and we don't want people to cross the boundary. That don't even make sense. It's a boundary between USA and Canada. Niggas go back and forth from USA to Canada all fucking day. They don't say, oh my God, it's a boundary. We can't cross it. Okay? Boundaries are for you to connect. You can connect with me, but this is my shit, right? It's just mine. This is my title. This is my business. It's a boundary between the door for my business, but nigga, cross that boundary. Come spend some fucking money with me, right? Why would you say this door is the boundary to my business and don't cross it? Does that make sense? One's in the chat if that makes sense. So I think we get confused with boundaries. I think we think boundaries are this magical gate that keeps bad people out. Like, no, that's not even what a boundary does. I need boundaries in my relationships. What are you actually talking about? What do you actually mean? Let's read deeper. Pisces season is not only directly linked to the lymphatic system, but also the boundaries we hold both internally and energetically. Man, I tell this to people all the time, bro. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's 7.7, probably 8.1 billion people. And 8.1 of them billion people have a soul that they can access and get figured out what the hell they're going to do. Everywhere I go, I'm always reminded that life is filled with people and places. It's just so amazing to me. I can go any city in town and this motherfucker driving around and I'm just like, damn. There's so many lives that I'm like kind of interested in. Like, what the fuck do you be doing? Like type shit. But I'll never know type shit. Like I just be seeing so many peoples and places. So that just shows me that whatever it is that you want to do, you might be following somebody and that's the crash out. Oh, I knew somebody that was doing this and he said that it was easy. So I just started to do this because, you know, he said it was easy. That's how you crash out. So many people live their life like that. They see somebody doing something and they say, well, shit, I want to do that. They make that look easy. They make that shit look fun. They make that shit look interesting. Oh, you make a lot of money at that job? Hire me and put it in the word for me type shit like that. That's how you always crash out. It might start off good, but eventually your soul said, I had a plan for us, right? And when your soul say that, you be starting feeling crazy. You start coming to work late. Start smoking blunts on your lunch break. Not even, you used to spray Febreze before you went in there. Now you just going back in there, your call center smelling like a whole eighth allowed. Hello, may I help you? Did you reset your operating system? Yeah, we're gonna do that. No, don't touch it. I'll go in remote. It works now? Yeah. So the next time this happens, and I've talked to you 5 times this week, and I've told you the same thing, and we've done the same thing, and I'm not being angry. I'm just saying the next time this happens, try to reset the system. And then from there, the problem should resolve itself. Okay. All right, Becky, do you want your confirmation number? Okay. You guys have a good day. Like you smelling like weed though, the whole time you doing that. Cause you don't give a fuck now. Cause your soul's saying, are we going to answer another call and tell them to reset their fucking terminal again? For $17 an hour, which is the new due to inflation. Your $17 an hour that you so happy about in relation to inflation, that shit is $7.25. $20 is equivalent to $9 an hour. From the B cells and T cells in our lymphatic fluid working to protect us from foreign invaders, or how we hold our energy, especially for us sensitive empaths, which is everybody. To be empathic means that you're alive, means you pick up vibes, you pick up energies, and your spirit say, nah, we gonna lay down tonight. And you don't even know why you laying down, but your spirit seen some bullshit happening and they just protected your ass. Right? And your ability to perceive this is residing in your lymphatic system. Let's continue reading. That keeps us safe and feeling secure in who we are. Boundaries play a key role this time of year, and quite frankly, always. So to decode what I'm reading, knowing who you are is half the battle. In a world of 8 billion people, knowing what works for you, like what works for me is herbs, studying, mycology, plant life, all natural diet, eating, exercise, walking, because Pisces rules the feet, not walking on a track, not walking on a treadmill, walking in a nature park that has unpaved trails. Why unpaved? Because your central nervous system gets strengthened. It cannot get strengthened if you walk in on an even surface, because it doesn't have to recalibrate. Now, if you look at something and see it uneven and you step, your brain is constantly recalibrating the degrees in the 3D field that you're living in. This improves your central nervous system, so when you sleep, you can understand the astrodynamics. The problem with the Pisces connection to the earth is that our roads are paved, our sidewalks are paved, our houses are even. So the only exercise that we get into strengthening our soul, the bottom of our feet, our connection to earth, our connection to the mother, that Pisces energy, which is ruled by the feet, and also the feet hold a lot of our lymphs. Powerful stuff when we begin to just integrate our spiritual understandings with the mundane world. So to understand this week is to get out into a nature trail and to walk if you need to cycle your lymphatic system. One's in the chat if you think that is valuable information. Boundaries play a key role this time of year, quite frankly, always. Just as cleansing the lymph is often the first mode of treatment. Did y'all hear that? Cleansing the lymph is often the first mode of treatment. Cleansing the lymph node is often the first treatment in Ayurvedic health. It's always the first mode in Ayurvedic treatment for a multitude of other symptoms. What are we talking about? And I hope that I had a clear and coherent message. I tend to ramble and talk about my kids from time to time, but hopefully you are able to understand the message that I'm trying to bring across. When you cleanse your body, you remove the blockages to your spiritual team. A multitude of other symptoms such as loneliness, depression, disconnection, disassociation, because you're holding all of this negative energy and you do not have a technical process to remove it. You buy more shit. How is buying more shit going to help you clean your lymph nodes? Shit specifically not designed to clean your lymph nodes. You have negative emotions trapped inside of your body that you have not actively cleansed. And then you said, man, something wrong with me. Well, what is the first thing that we would do in an Ayurvedic temple or a health clinic? We would say, cleanse your lymph nodes. We would either give you medicines or we would tell you to play Jill Scott on your iPod. What song am I thinking about? Let's take a long walk around the pond after dark. Find a spot for us to spark. Stimulation, verbal elation. What? Yes. That's what we would tell you to do. Walking in nature will save your fucking life. I'm not only a client, I'm the walking in nature fucking president, my guy, sis. Don't ever get it confused. You sitting at home all fucking day. You in and out the car, you going to the store, you doing everything that you think you need to fucking do. But when it comes to walking, oh, I'm gonna walk on the treadmill. I'm gonna walk on the track. I'm gonna walk in my neighborhood. Unless your neighborhood got a natural park with an unpaved trail, or just walking on an uneven surface that have hills, inclines, your central nervous system has to get strengthened. Because then when it gets strengthened, you go to sleep with an understanding of astrodynamics that allow you to tap into other energies. Say, hey, tomorrow we are going to link up. Tomorrow you gonna call me. We gonna do business together. Okay, you wake up. Hey man, what's up? What's up, nigga? What you been, man? I've been thinking about you. Really? Because the blocks are removed. What is a block? A block is a nervous system strengthening. And that's doing the technical work to strengthen. So you gotta drink herbs every fucking day. I don't know, like you gotta have an herbal intake. And you got to exercise. You have to walk. Now I would say exercise, but the best exercise is walking on unpaved roads. This is going to address everything. This is going to solve everything. And if you don't do it, hey, you can buy more scam artists pleasure packs. Scam artist pleasure packs online. Whatever that means. Don't let the scammer scam you up. Oh, I'm about to remix this shit right here. Don't let the scammer scam you up. No. They gonna scam you and sell you a bunch of shit that don't work. Don't let the scammer scam you up. They say they spiritual, but they ain't spiritual. They just trying to make some bucks. Don't let the scammer scam you up. Hey, that's my shit right there. That's the remix. The remix. That's the remix right there. Let's pull a couple of cards. See what the energy of the week is from the random oracle himself, which is me. Hope y'all been enjoying this episode of Hood in the Morning. Shout out to my kids for not being as loud as I thought they would be. Don't let the scammer scam you up. That's a motherfucking hit, boy. Go drop that shit tonight, cause that shit is prevalent. Man said, running back turbo. Don't let the scammer scam you up. Talking about they got some shit that's gonna help you, but you can help yourself. Don't let the scammer scam you up. Stop thinking you gonna have to buy some shit and you ain't did no offering to your grandmama. How you ain't did no your grandma? Like, you worried? You got worried energy? Your great grandma, your great great grandma, your great 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 grandma say, bitch, you ain't gave us no bread. You ain't gave us no water. You ain't gave us nothing. You ain't gave us no Barbie doll houses. You ain't did shit on our altar. Then, bitch, this is a Cali card. It might look peaceful and serene, but Cali rules this card right here, Jack. So of course your ass gonna worry. You should be scared enough. Man, shit. She like, y'all do all this shit for Jesus. Y'all eat his flesh, drink his water, drink his juice, all types of weird shit. Go to church every Sunday. But a bitch can't even put a piece of chicken on my altar? Can't even give me a fifth of Jack D, bitch? What the fuck? I'm in the spiritual world starving. And then you like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent. Will I ever find love? No, bitch, you don't do shit. You don't do shit for my altar. Why you even worried about a nigga? You worried about a nigga for me and you came out of my pussy? How if you come out of my pussy, I fed you, bathed you, cultivated your life to where you at today, and my altar is non-existent? That don't even make sense to me. Oh, because you can't see me, you gonna be sad that I'm dead? Well, you gonna be sad for real. You gonna be worried like a bitch. Great grandma's real salty about they damn altar. Y'all don't even got a picture hanging up? Shameful. Not even a picture? Ain't even burnt the candle? Ain't even burnt no sage? Ain't nothing? Nothing? Damn. Must not love your ancestors and shit. Why you don't love your ancestors? Can we talk about that? I love my ancestors. Okay, if your ancestors didn't feed you, would they love you? No, they wouldn't love you. So why you don't feed your ancestors once they transition? That's the circle of life. If your ancestors fed you, now you feed your ancestors. Oh man, I forgot. Damn, I was so busy, goddamn it, with your damn job and shit, man. I met a new nigga. Met me a new nigga. He got a big one too. He got a big one. Big old dick. So you forget about your ancestors because of a big old dick? I'm sorry, sis. That math not mathing for me. That math not mathing for me. And he fuck you good, huh? You ever been fucked? Being fucked is not a good feeling. Okay? It's not. Don't get fucked over. And disregard your ancestors. So we got the Knight of Swords. We got the Prince of Swords in the Thoth Tarot deck. Knight of Swords in this deck. Followed by the Seven of Wands. Your heart space is going to be the most powerful space to channel divine energy. Right? Your heart space is. And this might sound simple, but it's kind of hard dealing with the world. And if you just cut on the internet, whether people are going to be scamming you, whether people are trying to make some money or people trying to scare you, you got to find the victory within yourself. So channeling the heart of God gives you the word of God. You got to remove the distractions. We said this earlier, but I think that that's kind of like a reiteration and a reminding point of your goals come from your soul. So we're going to end this and clarify this because this is the card motherfuckers is scared of, boy. You pull this card, you start talking. You ever want to lose somebody in a reading? Start telling them that they need to practice more discipline. They hate that shit. Man, what the fuck you mean discipline? Discipline? I don't need, what is discipline for real? Like, why are you even saying that for real? Like, what is it? Discipline is going to give you the structure to tap into your divinity. You gotta be self-motivated. You gotta be self-guided. And this self-guided and self-motivation is not to be isolated, to be moved into, more of your box. When you are self-guided and self-motivated and self-led, like, you don't even have to know. You can just, like, you don't know where spirit leading you to. You don't know what is opening you up to. But you have to stay in the practice of it because you know it is. It's going to open the door. If you do spiritual work, if your life is bad, if your finances is bad, if your love is bad, if shit is fucked up for you and you want things to be better, the only way for which you are going to make it better is if you discipline yourself to redirect your energy. Because the way your energy is going now is fucked up. And the hard part is redirecting your energy to a prosperous, to a loving state. I mean, back in my day, we would watch shows like Family Matters and we would see Steve be Stefan, and that created the seed that, yeah, I'm fucked up now, but if I level up, I might be able to get the girl. I might be able to get the money. And if I transform myself, people going to look at me different. So it's never to say the original state of my beingness is the beingness that should have carried me the whole way. It is saying the ability for me to transform myself from a child to an adult, to immature, to mature spiritually is the quality of my beingness. And all quality of beingness comes with real discipline, because nobody is going to make you listen to your soul, because when you're listening to your soul, it puts everybody on notice that is not a part of your spiritual tribe. This is a fire card. Aries is a fire in your throat. Taurus rules the throat. That fire, it gets developed, and then you speak from that fire. So everybody is on notice when you do the spiritual work and you transform yourself from a little boy to a man, from a little girl to a grown ass woman, without assumptions, without hopes and wishes. This is a card of putting in the work to transform yourself. So do the technical work, taking the walks, right? If none of this shit matters to you, none of this shit resonates with you, and you don't give a fuck about shit, but you looking for answers, go to a park and walk for 1 to 2 hours. Lean more towards 2. It's 24 hours in a day. That gives you 22 hours to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So now limit your days to just 22 hours, because 2 of these hours have to be to walking. This is the discipline of the emperor. The work that you put into your spiritual development is going to benefit you, because then you'll be able to hear your soul over all of the confusion, all of the distraction. And this is the point of it all. It's not all in vain. There is a billion distractions. There are a billion vampires. There are a billion scam artists. And the reality of who you should follow and who you should fuck with is your damn self. One's in the chat if that makes sense to y'all. Hey man, we got a new product, not even a new product, new strain. It's an old strain, but the strain is back. I'm actually going to write an article on it this week. That strain is called Melmac. That is my shadow work strain. You know, it's a crossbreed between it's a crossbreed between Penis Envy and Albino Envy, and it's a very strong strain. One of our strongest strains, but yet and still is used for shadow work. And it's used, I have one client who uses Melmac for physical pain. He has a metal piece of something in his hip. It sounds excruciating. And he's tried everything. And he don't want nothing else but Melmac. I try to give him other shit. He'd be like, yo, man, what the fuck is this? So Melmac is the real deal. I haven't put it up on the site yet, because I'm going to put out the article first. I'm going to do some research. Just want to get this video out. So, whiterabbitsite.com, and the power of microdosing in a world where Xanax, Zoloft, these people walk around, make billions and billions of dollars, and you still crazy as shit. You still mentally disturbed. You still not able to observe your thoughts. You still in the same phases, cycles, and loops because you refuse to see your mind. And the reality of psilocybin, the reality of microdosing and stacking and understanding the herbal life and spiritual development and coinciding with the herbal diet, it allows you to heal in multiple ways and it's a very powerful and spiritual thing to have these two companies, White Rabbit Psych and ColumbianExchange.com, because none of this came from my own personal ambition and will. I never thought that herbs and psilocybin was even anything for me, but I'm gonna get a little spiritual. I'm gonna get a little crazy. But it's like the mushrooms have been guiding me and leading me. And I'm not the only one. I talked to people this weekend and the same thing is happening. So expect more expansion from White Rabbit Psychedelics, maybe even a name change and an incorporation with other companies as we begin to expand our market and expand our reach and increase our ability to work together and conquer larger understandings. We really working hard to incorporate, trip setting and just allowing people to go to the process in a clear, clean, organized environment, which I'm being led to do as well. So, I know you think you don't need it. I know you think it's all bullshit. I know you're going to read the reviews and think that I paid everybody to say them reviews, but I ain't make nobody say shit. They could have said, man, this is some bullshit. It's the worst decision I ever made in my life. And I would have posted it because that's what it is. I'm not going to do shit that people don't positively respond to. So the people that don't positively respond to it are just the people who have not taken a chance to begin to reveal themselves to themselves. They want to continuously be confused and dealing with their phases, cycles, and loops, and hoping that one day somebody will feel sorry for them and save them and lift them out of their iniquity. I was once like that until I began this spiritual journey to begin to lift my own self up, but not doing it by myself, understanding that we got millions and millions of years of intelligent design in a small 250 milligram capsule. So that's a powerful thing to think about and ponder. And of course, this is information, not a promotion, right? You can Google all of this and get your own setup and make your own capsules and live your own healthy and spiritual connected life. However, if you need connectivity to things and you don't have the time or energy to create the capsule, hit up whiterabbitpsych.com, email us, talk to us, get clarification. If you want an easier way to get in contact with me or White Rabbit Psychedelic or Columbian Exchange, you got questions about shrooms, you got questions about herbs, that email address is hoodmystic@gmail.com. It's been a pleasure serving you guys. Hopefully this video was informative. It gave you something to think about in a positive way of looking at the present energy. And I pray that you avoid your disruptions. I pray that you get out, walk on some uneven pavement, strengthen your central nervous system, clear that lymphatic system so you can begin to perceive spiritual truth without relying on a silly scam artist. My name is Hood Mystic. Represent www.hoodmystic.com, whiterabbitpsych.com, columbianexchange.com. We appreciate your fucking support. We love you. We care about you. From my family to yours. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys later. Peace.